Yo, check it out, I gotta speak the truth about the hardest working small.
Welcome back to the CryptoFather channel. Today is the 12th of May. It's another Monday. Hope you had a good weekend. In today's video, I'll be looking at BlackRock talking to SEC and why it's important for you to start snapping up some Bitcoin and crypto, because those institutions are definitely doing it and they've been lying to you for the past few years. But first of all, we're going to look at markets as always, and then we'll look at Bitcoin charts and go on from there. So right now we're at $3.4 trillion, $135 billion in trading volume. Bitcoin is at $104,000, Ethereum at $2,500. Nice pump on Ethereum. BNB 650, Solana 172. There's stock of Solana reaching for that $200 again. Cardano 80 cents. Sui $4, HBAR at 20 cents. Very nice to see. Toncoin is above $3, $3.36. Polkadot at $5, Pi Network at $1, Litecoin $100. And quick look at Meowcoin. Meowcoin could not sustain its market cap of $600,000 and is back down to $560,000. On the Bitcoin charts, Bitcoin is right now fighting with the resistance at $104, a Fibonacci resistance at $104,000. Once it breaks above that, we'll have clear skies all the way to $109,000. That's the all-time high, and of course, if we break above that, then sky's the limit. Ethereum charts are looking pretty good. Ethereum is looking like it's testing the support at 2,400. That's our 50% discount, as well as on the Fibonacci, the 2,450 65 at 0.618 levels. So we could see Ethereum go all the way to $2,800 pretty soon, and of course that's going to be the resistance. Then once that's broken, then we've got clear skies essentially, plus or minus. Well, not really. There's also resistance at the upward moving channel, which has been pretty good at keeping the levels, the bottoms in the past, and right now Ethereum is broken below that, so that's going to be another point of resistance at some point in time. Markets real as US-China landmark trade. So USA made another deal, Trump made another deal with China in the past. Last week I talked about a trade deal that was made with the UK, after which we saw a nice massive pump, and right now Geneva trade breakthrough surprises investors as US and China move quickly to resolve $1.2 trillion deficit. This was 3 hours ago. This article tries to claim that Bitcoin is rallying because of this trade deal, which is not the case, obviously, because Bitcoin has been rallying for the past week, ever since the announcement of the UK-US trade deals. But of course, coming to conclusions with the trade deals, or striking up deals with nations on the tariffs is a good thing. So hopefully that's going to continue. Things are going to change. But more importantly, the things that you should keep in mind is the banks and institutions. Asset management giant BlackRock held meeting with SEC to discuss crypto staking, tokenization, and more. And this is on the heels of Goldman Sachs talking. Goldman Sachs bold Bitcoin bet banking giant up stake in BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF. Basically, the world's biggest financial institutions like BlackRock is trading cash with banks, the biggest banks in the world, Goldman Sachs, and they have never talked about it. They still don't really talk about it. It's being reported. It's not like they come out and make official announcements. They can no longer hide it, obviously, because they've begun dealing in billions of dollars, but they've been accumulating. They've been planning on this for a very long time, and all this time they've been telling us that Bitcoin is bad, that it's tulips, that is this, that is that. Jamie Dimon himself, who was anti-crypto and saying how bad it is. Even Peter Schiff, that freaking shifty bastard, has been giving Bitcoin and Bitcoin holders grief and cryptocurrency grief. And now all of these institutions are changing gears. The biggest asset manager in the world met with the US Securities and Exchange Commission to discuss several aspects of its crypto market regulation. According to a new memo, asset management giant BlackRock met with SEC Crypto Task Force to discuss crypto staking, asset tokenization, the firm's suite of digital asset products, crypto exchange traded product approval standards, as well as options on crypto ETPs. So you can bet your bottom dollar that they are going to start tokenizing assets. This is going to change the landscape. They'll be trying to take hold of land and then tokenizing land, just kind of like they've got their greedy hands in Bitcoin now and are selling ETFs to people who are naive enough to invest into ETFs, because there is some additional incentive to holding ETFs over Bitcoin, but you don't actually hold the Bitcoin itself. Now they are going to begin tokenizing assets like real estate, I bet, and then selling it off in the form of tokens. And so you'll be holding some form of ownership over an asset, but not actually the asset. The likes of BlackRock will be the dominant owner of everything. They will own Bitcoin. You will own nothing, none of it. You will just own scraps on the ETFs, the IOU nodes. They will own real estate, and the investors will own nothing. They will simply own IOUs, presumed parts of an asset. It's got to be the biggest scam in the history of investments. On May 9, 2025, Crypto Task Force met with representatives from BlackRock Incorporated. The topic discussed was approaches to addressing issues related to the regulation of crypto assets. Earlier this month, BlackRock continued its expansion into the world of digital assets, and it purchased billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, the top crypto asset by market cap. Again, they're purchasing the Bitcoin in order to sell your ETFs. And again, people investing into ETFs don't actually own the Bitcoin. BlackRock owns the Bitcoin. And I said it before and I say it again. Remember how BlackRock were the bad guys, how it was this dodgy, strange, kind of mysterious entity that had its fingers in a lot of things. And there were videos talking about BlackRock and how malicious it was, and just the videos were dark, right? And now all of a sudden BlackRock is in the limelight because it's providing Bitcoin ETFs, but they're not the good guys. BlackRock is not the good guys. Goldman Sachs bold Bitcoin bet, banking giant up stake in BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF to $1.4 billion. So Goldman Sachs has made another investment into Bitcoin. Again, they're not holding Bitcoin on their balance sheets, but they have invested into Bitcoin, into BlackRock. They've essentially invested into BlackRock, and BlackRock is holding the Bitcoin. According to its latest 13F filing with the US Securities and Exchange Commission, Goldman Sachs has significantly increased its Bitcoin exchange traded funds holdings, reflecting rising institutional demand and amid shifting macro conditions. The thing with that is BlackRock is holding Bitcoin. Banks are buying the ETFs, which means that they'll be selling it at some point for profit. And when it comes to taking profit, these institutions will be dumping the Bitcoin, they will be dumping ETFs, and that's what will trigger another bear market. Mark my words, they will not care about the people. They will not care whether you are holding it for, with your diamond hands or not. They'll be taking profits while you be sitting in a corner and thinking, oh, I should have sold. But because a lot of people are listening to the narrative of the 4-year cycles having ended, and now there being a perpetual bull market, they'll be stuck with the tokens, with the coins, again in 2025, and having to sit through another crypto winter all the way until 2029. Don't be one of those people. Also, if you haven't started investing in crypto, man, this is your wake-up call, because the big banks, the big institutions have been, and they're taking it over. And the people who, again, are, have been listening to all the pundits saying how crypto is a scam and this and that, are now sitting on the sidelines wishing that they had invested, or maybe not even still being completely in the dark while the banks and institutions are making bank again. And there are, of course, more articles still claiming that Ethereum will hit $10,000. It's not ruled out. Ethereum's bullish fractals emerging, all season signals and strength oversaw XRP fuel 10,000 price target speculation. ETH's up band target is about 10,000. ETH's long-term price action continues to follow a parabolic curve that has defined its major market cycle since 2015. As of May 2025, ETH has rebounded from the curve's lower boundary near $2,100. That's about here. And we're possibly looking at Ethereum reaching this upper limits of the bands, which would indicate that Ethereum could potentially hit $10,000 sometime. So this is where this prediction is coming from. If this parabolic trajectory holds, Ethereum's next move could be toward the upper boundary of the curve, which currently intersects near the 10,000 level. I think ETH will definitely outperform the likes of Sui and the likes of Solana in the long run. It's a slow-moving behemoth, but again, the larger the projects grow, the more difficult it is to move the price. And Solana is still a pretty new project. I mean, despite the fact that, you know, there's some development, or maybe a lot of development on Solana, it is still mainly a meme coin driver. That's what basically Solana made its fortune on, what it built its name upon, is meme coins. And so Ethereum has a lot more going on than Solana on its project. And I think this is the reason why Ethereum will skyrocket, because it's got the backing of a lot of institutional investors, while Solana still does not. Maybe in the future, but not for now. That's it for today's video. Make sure to smash up the like, subscribe to the channel. Remember to do those things. Also, remember to pick up a Descent wallet. They are still on sale. I mean, they're not on sale. I mean, yeah, you get a 30% discount with the CryptoFather ref code for the single purchase, for the purchase of a single biometric wallet. If you purchase 2 of them, a bundle, you get a $99 discount. Store your crypto on these wallets. If you don't want to buy them just yet, download the mobile wallet. The mobile wallet from Descent has 3-in-1 wallets. You can have a look at them and then decide whether you want to purchase the card from Descent or the biometric wallet, which I personally recommend because it's a smoking hot, sexy wallet that stores your crypto securely, safe. Thank you for tuning in. Have a fantastic Monday. Welcome back to the next week, and I will see you tomorrow on Tuesday. Peace.